There's more to them than meets the eye.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Tori Kitty. Come and check out what guest I got with me on the Star Corner. With me today, I have some of Cape Town's most talented individuals. I have Nicole Mason as well as Do Not Disturb, and we'll be diving a bit more into their individual careers and how the collaboration came about. Obviously, I could interview each of these guys individually because each of them are so talented in their own right, but I just felt like together they've been doing so much powerful work, and I wanted to dive into the work and the concept of collaboration and working with one another, because as we know, we can try to get to the top ourselves, but it's going to be a mission. And if you have some people that's talented, that's determined, that's going to work with you, it's just so much easier to get there. So nonetheless, welcome to all, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to all three of you guys. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I can't complain. We've been having a good day. We came out to the studio session earlier, just finishing off some tracks.
Yeah.
And then as you can see, we're at Soundcast Studios now for a rehearsal. For tomorrow morning, we'll be performing on Espresso. So just doing some finishing touches on the tracks. And then, yeah, that's pretty much our day.
I wanted to know from you guys, because I heard you guys say that you guys are not morning people. So how are you guys going to manage waking up again tomorrow morning early?
I definitely think we have to enforce multiple alarms. Maybe it's like intervals of maybe 10 to 15 minutes. That normally helps. Some coffee.
What's the soundtrack that wakes you guys up?
I feel like I always go with the default sound. I'm not gonna lie. So whatever sound.
Same.
Is this in terms of like the alarm? In terms of the alarm.
Sound for the alarm. Yeah.
It's like always the default.
Okay.
Like chirping.
Because I was just thinking, if you guys are gonna have Nicole's track and you're gonna be like, how far it goes, that kind of just put me back to sleep or start jamming. I wouldn't really get on time to express it though.
I feel like in terms of like when I finally like get to like listening to music for the day, it's definitely on the cards. How far is definitely on the cards.
Definitely. Anyway, speaking about how far, now diving into you, Nicole, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, honestly. I cannot complain. Can't complain. This day's been good, relaxing. Thank you.
Lekker. So you've been singing since a very young age and you come from a musical family. What is it about music, instruments, performing? What is it that resonated with you? And when can you remember the first time that you sang in front of an audience? At what age was that?
Oh, wow. I think it may have been in preschool. Could have been about 5 or 6. I remember standing in front of like a big crowd and singing the song I'm Missing You. I forgot who the artist was, but that I'm missing you, that one. Yeah, and I remember like the crowd going wild because I had the mic on the stand, and then I did like the swoosh move and everyone lost their minds because it was the coolest thing ever. But thereafter, it just sort of, my love for music just grew from that. So I started joining choirs at school, started writing my own songs when I was about 12 or 13. And eventually I got an instrument. I initially wanted a violin, and my dad was like, nope, that's going to make too much noise. So we'll get a guitar for you. I did have piano lessons as well when I was younger, but then I stopped because it sort of interrupted with dancing at the time. So yeah, I mean, it's been a really cool journey ever since. It's been an uphill battle, but definitely worth it.
Wow, man. So you started dancing. Who was it that inspired you, and what styles were you into?
So Britney Spears was like the pop star, the dancer back in my days, and she was one of the people that I really looked up to. So the styles of dance sort of varied because I was part of a modern dance class, so we did a mix of styles like contemporary, hip hop, even Spanish dancing. It was really cool. Even ballet, I really loved it. But the one that stuck with me the most was hip hop, of course. Yeah, just because you get to be so free in movement when it comes to that. So that's one thing that I really, really enjoyed.
Wow, man. Are we going to see some dancing in some of your future music videos?
Yes, actually, I am currently working on a music video. I mean, it's done, it's just being edited. So you'll get to see a few dance moves in that video. And I'm so excited to share it just because I get to dance and I get to showcase that to other people. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
So what song exactly was the music video before?
It's for a song that I released last year. Yeah, last year. So the song is titled Friends. And yeah, it was just basically about putting so much effort into a friendship and not receiving the same back. Well, that's what the song is about. And because the energy from the song is so aggressive, you sort of get to see that in the music video as well, with the theme being red, So yeah, it will come soon. Yeah, eventually. I can't wait to share it though.
Yo, that music video sounds hectic, young. Yes, it's putting so much energy. Ish. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now the song that I think which probably got all three of you the most recognition, which I've heard on the radio and I've heard it on the socials as one, is How Far. And I heard that you speak about the song is kind of being in a relationship or kind of loving someone or wanting to be with someone, and how far you're willing to go in order to get them or in order to get them to recognize you. Now, in the world that we're living in, some people go through the extremes just to get someone to notice them. Is there something insane that you maybe did to let this person notice you before writing the song?
No. No. I don't think there's anything in strategic about making moves, I suppose. But what about the boys? I'm sure the boys have like some interesting stories there.
What do you boys maybe have any interesting stories?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I feel like I just like do and like I'm just like normal and I just try and connect with whoever's in the room and like so
I think it's because you asked me for like a crazy thing and I don't think I've done anything.
I feel like okay, maybe if I can give you a story. I think it was like I was in grade 10 and this other girl was in grade 9 and it's Valentine's Day and I think I bought her likes to be cheesy and I think I wrote something cheesy on it. I feel like that is like my crazy, probably the craziest thing I've done, which isn't too crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet though, not to lie.
Yeah. I feel like since you guys are being open, I probably need to share something which I've kept as a secret for a while and I don't like sharing it, but what the heck, that happened a while ago. So my crazy story.
Might as well.
Yeah. So I think it was in grade 12. So there was a girl, it was Valentine's Day as well. And my mom was walking past, and at that time, my mom was like, you ever chase a girl and then you're going to see how I club you, you focus on schoolwork, finish. So there's one girl, so I was like, okay, mom is going to notice something. She's going to club me if she notices. I was like, let me type a quick letter for Valentine's Day, spell my name down right here, and then have each letter of my name start a brand new sentence in the letter. And the concept was dope. I was writing a crazy, insane letter. However, I forgot my laptop spell check was not working and I was trying to write that letter in like 5 minutes. So I wrote that letter in like 5 minutes, printed it, and then gave it to the school and put it in the Valentine's box. I got so humiliated because eventually the girl found it was from me, and then she humiliated me because I had so many spelling and grammar errors in that thing. So that was how far I wish I never went. So yeah, that's my story.
Yikes. Sorry about your experience. That's horrible.
I'll never do something like that ever again. So Nicole, there was a video of you that popped up on YouTube. And it was a video, I think you were part of your church and you were speaking about something. And I think that all of you guys are actually quite grounded in your faith. But being someone that has done a number of performances, a number of gigs, because obviously most youngsters probably think at the age that when you come out to school, you need to make it. When you reach 21, you need to make it. But it took you like a few years before you started getting the recognition. So how do you think your faith allowed you to remain consistent and not give up? How has your faith just grounded you in this entire musical journey?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. I think it takes, well, personally, I think it takes a lot of prayer and a lot of trust in God that foreseeing that things will pan out the way it's meant to be. And trust came with time, because trust is challenging and it doesn't always come as easy to me. But God, time and time again, did not fail me. It only taught me to be patient during this music journey, because like you say, at a certain age, you expect to have success like immediately, and it doesn't always happen that way. So through this journey, it really teaches you patience, because patience is key. And I'm so glad that I am where I am right now, because this is where I'm kind of meant to be. This was the journey that I was meant to be on. And I know that things will happen in his time and not mine. So that is something that I really had to sort of come to understand.
Awesome. And then your usual job during the week is you're a graphic designer. How did that come about? Was it your parents that told you to do that, or did you just want something stable to fall back on?
I suppose it was a mixture of both. I initially wanted to study music, but then, so I had music as a subject in high school. And then in my final year, I sort of got kicked out, mainly because the teacher was concerned that I'd struggle with the syllabus for the year. So she decided that I would no longer be part of the class anymore. So that was a whole situation there. But even so, like, I knew that I would struggle with the theory of music, because I did wonderfully in the history side of it. So that sort of put a dampen on what I initially wanted to study. But I've always been drawn to anything creative and design-wise. So I ended up studying fashion design, because growing up, I always either like made clothes from scratch or took something old and created something new with it. And I knew that that was another line that I could go into. So I studied fashion design for about 3 years. And then after 3 years, I got an internship. And I wanted to study fashion buying initially, but then because my desk was in the marketing department, it had that social media and photography aspect to it, and that's what I was drawn more to. So then I switched, and I've been in clothing marketing ever since, and it's been really good because I get to do something that I really enjoy doing.
Awesome. I will come back to you again later in the interview, because there's definitely a few closing questions that I want to pick your brain at. Okay, right, moving to the bottom of my screen, I've got the Men in Black agents who just came out of the studio right now. As you guys know, they're always cooking up some heat in the studio. But like I've said in the introduction, each one of you guys individually are super talented and super creative and super amazing. But yeah, before speaking about the concept of do not disturb, I kind of first want to get to know each of you guys a bit more. About are you guys driving while I'm doing this?
No, so we got in the car because it's extremely loud. Like,
Oh,
yeah, there's different artists and bands rehearsing in the room. So we thought we'd, just
I
spark
got
it
scared
up.
for your partner. I was like, flip, is he gonna do this interview while he's driving on the road? I was like, yo.
Yeah. Nah, never. Don't text him. Yeah.
Video call and
I remember Jordan. I believe that you love playing the keyboard. When did that kind of come about? Were you always someone that loved music? Was there other instruments that you tried playing, or did they just look at your fingers one day and your granny tell you have a pair of piano fingers and tell you to go playing the keyboard?
No, so I feel like a big influence of mine is definitely gospel. So I grew up in the church, like always listening to like Hill songs, like old cats like Master Menuzi, just like just gospel all around. And then I feel like once I hit like primary school, I started on drums. And started playing drums in the church, went for drumming lessons, had a few trainers, one from the Netherlands. And then later in high school, when I was in about grade 10, when I started playing piano. So my mom plays piano. I never played piano before. And then in grade 10, started like just watching YouTube videos and just trying to learn the different songs that's popping at the moment. And then I feel like even like the party stage where it was like festivals, I feel like that also played a huge influence in like a dance, EDM type sound. So yeah, I'd say like definitely different genres that influence like my playing. But in terms of when I started, that was grade 10, and then from there, obviously branched out. So yeah, into different instruments. Oh yeah, you asked me about the different instruments as well. So I do play bass guitar as well, and I play drums. So I think I could work my way around like guitar and a few instruments. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. How did your career kind of take off? Were you studying as well, or did you kind of just go start playing at gigs? How did your career just basically start?
Yeah, so I feel like when I was still in high school, I kind of got like involved with different artists, and just trying to gig and do different performances with like different artists, go to different like performances like the raw events that they had at, was it Inside on the Greens, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I feel like they also met quite a few artists, and then later on I was in first or second year, and then I joined the Pedestrians, and then from there we like I feel like the Pedestrians already kind of built like a Cape Town household name, and then when I joined, I was like fortunate enough to gig with these like really talented musos, and that kind of opened lots of doors for me. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
Do you want to share with us some of the accolades of the Pedestrians? Because I've looked at their page and I've seen that they have done amazing things, such as performing as the Cape Town Jazz Festival, and I think it was performing alongside Craig Lucas.
Yes, so yeah, that was pretty cool. So we did the Cape Town Jazz Festival, we did K-Day, we did the Art Festival with Craig Lucas. We got to like kind of arrange his music, like live arrangements and things like that. So that was a great experience for us, and just to like kind of travel with Craig. We did a few gigs on the road, and it was a great experience, like getting to connect with different people, and yeah, just getting the brand out there and essentially doing what we love. So yeah, that was some of the cool gigs we've done over the years.
Being someone that works in a duo and does collaborations, and as yourself, you've also done some solo things and working in a group. Would you say it's more
Yeah.
easy working in a group, or is it much more harder to work in a group than it would be to work in a duo or a solo?
I feel like there's pros and cons to both, I guess. I guess working with people, you'll always get opposing opinions. Like that would be like the con, I would say. If you have different ideas, but I feel like you could also use that to your advantage because it's different ideas, it's different like seeds of.
Everyone has a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Like you can learn from them and stuff.
So yeah, I feel like it's like you kind of have your fair share of challenges, but like you know why you're in it and you make it work because like you share common passion and goals. So I think I've really learned like to work in a team like dynamic over the years. I feel like I did have like maybe issues with the pedestrians in terms of me not responding to messages. Now this would be like an issue, which I understand because like obviously you say you're busy, and I feel like that's when I was younger. So that kind of like I had to learn that lesson of like you have to play your part, your role. So like respond to messages, like to give a small example. So that's like, yeah, I'd say I've learned to kind of navigate my way through a team dynamic by learning things the hard way.
No, I definitely agree. And to take some things away, because I know working in a group and working in a duo and working with different people that are different from you can sometimes break you down or it can build you up. And just to share maybe with the viewers watching right now, and you guys can share from your own personal experience. I mean, being a duo for quite some time, to add on to what I'm going to say. But I feel like when you are working with people, as much, sometimes it's best at a certain point at the beginning to avoid a certain level of conflict. So sometimes you always get this one person who's a bit dominant, and maybe they just feel like being dominant at the beginning. But I feel like there's so much conflict that comes because you get like 3 alphas in one group, and this one wants to stand on top, and this one wants to stand on top, and this one has to stand on top. Where I've taken it from me to kind of just lie back for the first 2 weeks, first beginning stages, and let that person have the creative outburst. And afterwards, if I see they start toning down, then bring up your creativity a bit, and then let yours tone down a bit, and bring up the next person and see what you guys can take from each other. Because I feel like so many people in groups always butt heads because when the one person says something, you never kind of want to accept that person's idea because you always feel like you are more creative. So what else can you guys maybe share as to how a group or a duo can work together?
I think communication is key.
Definitely.
Like understanding where each other, where you at. Like both of you need to pick their lives, they can speak your lives, and you can like work towards a compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
not even you can't get everything you want, so you have to make compromise because like you're working towards the same goal, like Jordan said, and that should be the main priority.
So I feel like the communication is definitely key.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, communication is definitely key. I agree with that. Is it Evan or is it Lodem? I'm kind of confused which one I have to call you because like Lodem sounds quite dope as well.
It's a good question.
Do you want to tell us a bit about Lodem and your project?
You can call me even with Do Not Disturb, but if we talk about my music, we should say Lodem for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna speak about your music now, so I'm gonna call you Lodem. What's the meaning behind the name? Because to me, when I heard Lodem, I was kind of thinking of Lowrider, Eddie Guerrero coming down to WWE with his Lowrider. So what's the concept behind that name?
So basically it means less dreams. And the reason I chose that's because I felt like I was always a big dreamer and someone that always has this big vision in mind, but I wasn't like implementing. So I was like, how about less dreams and more action? And then, I guess that's how it started, and I haven't stopped. So I think it's good, you know. It's kind of like you have to dream, but also plan on how you're going to get there, and then put the work in, and then you will get there.
Eventually.
That's some goal that you hit me with right there, because I feel like a lot of people are dreamers and they look at people for example, such as yourself, because obviously you guys are doing great things right now, and there might have been people who never supported you at the beginning, and now they're probably going to get jealous of your success that you're having, or because they are sitting on their ass, continuing to dream and dream and dream and dream. And dreaming is good. I fully believe in dreaming. I'm someone that dreams a lot. But what you said right there was golden. Less dreams and more action, because so many people are dreaming, 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 and looking at people and commenting on their feed, but they are never taking their own action. And that is why people in South Africa, people in Cape Town, and even people in other countries are never getting to the podium where they want to be, because they are just sitting on their hut. They are just sitting at home on their hut, dreaming and keep on commenting bad stuff. So well done for that, man. That's golden there.
You say that, bro.
So your music, all of you guys write from personal experience, and I've seen that you have released a lot of tracks. I kind of feel like you are an architect when it comes to songwriting, because just how well you structured your music production, of writing, setting up your album. I don't think that I've come across an artist that has kind of said that has put it in the way of saying that the whole album is a story. And the way you described each song, it was literally like a story, like reading through a novel. So where did that concept come of wanting to make your music readable towards the ear, in a sense, if that's proper English that I'm using?
Thanks for checking it out, by the way. That's really dope of you. I think I've always enjoyed songs that tell a story, and I've enjoyed artists that create storylines. I love movies a lot. So everything for me is like a story, you know what I'm saying? And I like kind of piecing it together.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just, okay, I guess I also look at music in general as just telling your story. So I guess the album was like an extension of a specific period of my life, basically. But I always like try and put it into characters because it's just more interesting, you know. And you can kind of go further with a character, like you can say like some really crazy stuff. And it's like the character, you know, you in character, and it's like the song is your movie basically. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. I think it's like meshing the two together for me, like inspired by stories, inspired by visual stuff, inspired by music and the world
around you.
Yeah, and you just kind of like find your way to express how you view things. And I guess that's how it was for me with that project. And yeah, there's a lot of like meaning behind it, but in essence, that's what it is basically.
Wonderful, man. Is there anything different that you can see changing in your music? Is it maybe a new style of writing that you want to approach, or something different? Because it looks like you are always exploring and always taking it exactly from personal experience and growth, and admitting to certain faults that you've had, and kind of writing on ways that you can fix them. Kind of just a reflection of yourself, which is basically what all artists does. But is there anything else that you think you want to still explore?
Yep, definitely. I don't know, I just think the new music sounds different. I feel like it's a lot more
it's quite different.
yeah, I think it's got a more positive outlook towards life and like things in general. So I'm really excited to share it. And yeah, I think it's gonna be like
I feel
it's
like
gonna
it's
help
also
people to
like
kind of feel like happy. I guess that's kind of the main goal with the new music, is to like to make people feel more happy
and it's like at
fulfilled,
this
you know?
point that you are like in your life
Yeah,
compared,
yeah,
like, you know what I
yes,
mean, a
yes,
different
that's true.
story now, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, exactly. So I've grown as a person in general, and I think that always changes the music, because if you grow, your music's gonna grow, and the stories are gonna change and things. So I guess, like Jordan said, it's also just an update. But from what I've heard, and how it sounds like, you know, I've obviously listened to it a lot. I feel like it's a lot more positive than the previous stuff. Yeah, which needed to be negative at that time, because that's just what I was feeling. And I guess if that can help somebody else, then I have to just do that, you know, even if it means I'm like suffering. So yeah, I'm just happy like that I'm still making music and I can share it with people, and that's the main thing. Yeah.
I feel like authenticity sells the best because so many people are afraid to be authentic. And that's what each of you guys are doing, just being authentic. And I think that is why there's going to be so much success coming away. But I would like to know, who is the person that is handling your social media account?
I would definitely say Jordan is taking the lead on that one. Yeah, Jordan and Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brittany.
Shout out to Brittany.
Who's Brittany?
Yeah. So Brittany and I are dating, and yeah, and she basically helps us out with social media. She's been a massive team player, like on the team, helping us out with different contracts and just all when it comes to admin, all the things that need to be done. And we've like recently come to find it's quite a bit to
work on what you're working on.
Yeah. So it's like not just the song that everyone hears, it's like everything, the PR that goes with it. So yeah, we've been really fortunate to have, team players. Nicole's also been helping us out with designing, photography and things. So yeah, we're just super grateful and we're keen to see where the music goes.
Yeah.
Like, so
very excited for the future.
You probably think that I asked that was probably a weird question that I just asked, but there's a reason that I asked that question. Because not just me, I heard Carl Wasty say the same thing. Whoever's handling your social needs to learn how to reply, man, because our message do not disturb. You guys blue tick me. So I was like, yeah, they probably don't want me to disturb them right now. So I was like, okay, let's just leave it. Let's contact in a few days. Let's maybe go to somebody else. And then whoever is handling needs to reply, man, like, or your name is misleading, because I was like, damn, should I disturb them today? Should I leave it alone? Yeah, it was very confusing.
I think it probably just maybe got lost in the, like, people mention us and message us and things. So we'll definitely see to that response after this interview, we promise.
Yeah.
But sorry about that.
It's all good. Where did the name? Okay, actually, I don't need to ask you guys where did the name come from, because I kind of know. You guys were brainstorming a few names. The way I'm thinking of it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. So you put the name Do Not Disturb, and you guys' main goal right now is to kind of help out bedroom artists. So did that concept come off, when someone's being creative in their room and they're kind of writing down, and you've got somebody like knocking on the door and you're like, nee, mommy, don't disturb me now, do not disturb. Was that how it came out? Like, you guys want to get into work, you don't want anyone to disturb you until you are finished with this creative process.
Basically, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah. I feel like, we've always been like into music, even and I feel like we both like really like humble, down to earth people and know like our groundings and where we've come from. So like for us to be able to have like the skill set and like the venue and like the studio to be able to, put other artists into a studio space and have their own songs out is like, it's a major thing for us. It's like a major blessing for us. And we don't take it for granted. And we like over the month of October, we ran a competition for Alpha. And wanted to give back to some artists that entered. And so we'll be recording with one of the upcoming artists that entered. So I feel like that's just one of the ways we want to kind of give back to artists. So yeah.
Awesome. How did you guys meet? How did this friendship come about? And then, like the practical side of things, because the one's a producer, or I think you both are producers. How do you kind of get two people producing music? Because I've never been in a studio, so I don't know how it goes. Can you take me through the practical sides of things and also how you guys' friendship started?
Okay, so basically we met in high school.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school.
Nomination
Chud.
Class of 2016.
past 2016.
Shout out.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, we were always like into music, I guess, from a young age.
Yeah, bro.
Like Jordan was always playing the keys at school
Before
before school starts, and I was like there early in the morning, and then I'd just watching him be playing. I'm like, yo, this is mad. And I was making beats also when I got home after school. I was just making beats because
yeah,
that was
even
the, like,
recorded me in the morning. He sampled the piano that was there, and then later
yeah,
he got
just
home. He put
flip it, you know what I'm
um,
saying? Yeah, add some drums in there,
yeah,
etc. But yeah, I think we were friends as well. You know, just hanging in the same circles.
yeah. In high school.
In high school, and then as time went on, we went our separate ways. Jordan went into a live scene, obviously being a keys player,
Yeah,
and he started performing with various people, like Craig Lucas and all those people that you mentioned earlier at various festivals and things. And I was more into the production scene. I was making beats for other artists. I was part of a group as well. And just always focus on the streaming world and radio and like trying to get songs on the radio and things like
Yeah.
that. And then I guess after a few years of doing that, we kind of I called Jordan up like I think the beginning of this year.
Yeah, it was the start of this year.
And I had this idea that we should start a duo and start helping artists in Cape Town, like give them some insane music and beats that they can, perform on and write on, and we can just share it with everybody in the city and everyone around the world, and yeah, just build a community around that. And
I feel like because of like our backgrounds in music and the different artists and producers that we were able to like work and connect with individually, that obviously expanded our network of people. So that's how we could bring Nicole in and Jody and other artists that we're working with. So yeah.
So yeah, I think we just both want to do a lot in music, and I guess
change the face like
of the scene. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I think there's like really big plans, and
yeah,
I think we're kind of just taking it in our stride and working it one step at a time. But yeah, we're definitely positive and
very optimistic about the future, and just wanna keep hitting goals
because we know that like South Africa has the talent, like compared to the rest of the world, it's always international, but South Africa has the talent, and like we so confident about that, and we know that it's only going to take time for for things to change. So but we confident that it's gonna happen.
There's so many great artists, and to be a part of the industry here is also a blessing. Getting to know all these new people and just making some really solid music, that can speak to people and connect with people. I think at the end of the day, that's like what
it's about. People.
Yeah, everybody in the music industry knows you're trying to connect with people and build relationships and
affect lives.
I feel that there's definitely a lot of talent in South Africa. Nicole, how did this collaboration come about? And also, I know that you are someone that knows exactly what you want, or kind of don't want to jump on something that doesn't resonate with you. And these guys work their butts off to send you a beat, and you are like, nah, and you send it back. So how did the collaboration come about? And tell me about that story. Did they take offense to it? How did you feel? Were you willing to jump on the beat or not?
You're exposing. So Jordan actually reached out to me because we were kind of in the same circle, in relation to performance wise. And he had seen me live a couple of times, and so he reached out to me on Instagram, and then from there we sort of had a Zoom call. And after that Zoom call, we just basically discussed everything going forward. We met up in studio. But before that, they did send me a song that they worked on. It was something that I sort of sent to them like, hey, this is something that I want to work on. Could you create something similar sounding? And they sent it back, and I didn't really resonate with it. Just because I feel like it could have been taken like elsewhere. And so when we came to studio, I had the song that I sat with for like years, and I thought that it would be something that I could pick up again. And so I had a reference track when I came to them, played it for them. They already knew the song, which is great, and it made their job so much easier. So from there, it was easier to sort of navigate because I'd already written something, and now that they have like a solid reference track, an idea, because they love like dance music, and so I think they also connected with that a bit more. And it just made their jobs easier, and I completed the song while Evan and Jordan were busy figuring out melodies and all of those things. So that's basically how the collaboration happened.
And for you guys, how did it feel working with Nicole, and how are you what are you feeling about the success that is coming from this song, all the hard work that you guys have put in, because the song has been going nuts in the streets, man. So how did that feel for you guys?
I feel like working with Nicole was incredible. I feel like we made a friend about like the music, and just learning about one another, and learning about what each other can bring to the table. And obviously you've heard the song, so you heard Nicole killed it, and so we knew that she was more than capable of doing that. And so when we started at the beginning of the year, we kind of brainstormed some names of artists that we want to work with, and I think Nicole just came in and done the job. We really I feel like it's really humbling that our songs are like on the radio and things like that, being supported by Apple Music. It's really like a humbling experience.
I feel like not everyone gets to experience it. So it's really dope.
So for all those who have like streamed the music, we really appreciate you, and we promise to bring you more bangers. Real soon. Nicole also just dropped Alaska. Was it last Thursday? Absolute banger. So definitely go and check that out as well.
Yeah, nice. I wanted to ask, what do you guys see in the future of, let's put it as Cape Town specifically, where do you see Cape Town's music industry going in the future, and what is it that we all can do to get there? Because there's nothing, like Evan just said, less dreams, more action. There's nothing that we can all dream, I see Cape Town getting there, but what is the spectators and what is the artist going to do to get there? What is it that you think that we can do to get there?
I think we just have to stay true to our culture and like our experiences here, and try and like speak about it in like various ways, using various styles of music, various ways of singing and various genres. And I think Cape Town has a lot of potential to be big. Personally, I feel like lately I've been thinking a lot about like jazz music and how much it's like affected Cape Town, influenced Cape Town. So I was saying jazz music, lately with the people I'm around, like Jordan and pedestrians and Jody also. I've learned like about how jazz has influenced the culture, music culture in South Africa. And I was thinking, I think the younger people are kind of going to bring that type of space back and like kind of make it more pop, and like that's going to start taking off. But like if you look at, there's like various genres that's taking off. Like I'm a piano right now, it's like super big. But I just feel like that soulful, even I'm a piano has like some soulful elements to it, like the keys, and like the shakers and stuff. I just think soulful music in Cape Town is gonna be
like the next wave.
It's gonna be really big.
I feel like also like in terms of like how people can support our artists. is if we like kind of like, it's very cliche, but like kind of work together and kind of like collaborate with different brands and things, because that's the only way that you can expand your network. And then I think like, you know, I feel like different people and different like-minded people need to come together and create spaces for artists to shine, and for like venues, concerts, like festivals, things like that. And I feel like it should just be like more local people which are punted. But I feel like the only way that can happen is if people like support one another and really get together and move in the right circles and not like kind of be cliquey, and just, you know, kind of work with who you want to work with. But yeah, you know what I'm getting at. I feel like everyone knows where I'm like.
Yeah, we all have to help each other out, and I think we should build ecosystems around around our music. So if you can do this and I can do that, we can help each other out and we can build each other up. And in that way, you're kind of helping the whole industry, because now everybody's,
yeah, and it's not just artists, it's like creatives,
producers, visual people, designers,
the whole industry,
everyone,
creative industry.
And even like corporate people, like I guess they could invest money into the music industry as well, like more money to build more platforms for people.
Yeah,
you know. But besides that, like us internally, I feel like we need to help each other out, and across, like you said, various types of creative fields,
and also tapping into like different markets. So like,
yes, you know, different genres and yeah.
Love it. Nicole, yeah, the same question applies for you. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what they said. I think if more people in Cape Town supported their own artists by buying their music, listening to their music, promoting it on their social media platforms, then I think like SA artists would get the recognition that they deserve. So just for South Africans to boost their own artists continuously, because support goes a long way, and it helps the artists in the long run, and it's also very much appreciated. So yeah. That's pretty much it.
And like it doesn't even cost much from the person, because I feel like people in our country just want to follow people that's got a lot of followers. But sometimes you come onto someone's page, you see they've got talent and potential, but you don't want to hit that follow button, or you don't want to share their song at all, because you feel like maybe people's going to look at you weird because, for example, you're not supporting Casper Nyovest, you're not sharing his stuff now, you're rather sharing somebody down there at the bottom. Or even as simple, because I think I've subscribed to all of you guys' music channels, because I know as a creator how much that means, just getting another subscription fee from, not subscription fee, what am I saying? Getting another subscription from somebody out there. But I feel like I've kept you guys quite long right now, and I just want to say I appreciate all of your energy. To me, this interview hasn't felt like an interview, because even me, I felt like my how can I say, my level of interviewee, my English is gone today, my level of being an interviewer has kind of disappeared, and it felt just like a normal chat to me. And I appreciate all of you guys for sharing that with me, being so calm and being so open with me. And I wish you guys nothing but the best for the future. I truly can see through each and every single one of you that there's going to be loads more of success. All you guys need to do is just to continue pushing, need to continue making content, need to continue being determined. I am jealous for one thing though. Usually the guest does not come on the show and outdress me, because today I was like, I'm going to lay back. And then I didn't know that all three of you are going to come dressed like this on my show, and like I'm wearing a Bad Boy t-shirt, and that's it.
That's Nicole. That's Nicole for you.
I mean, look at y'all.
He's ready for the red carpet.
Yeah, man.
I mean, before saying goodbye to you guys, is there anything else that you guys wanna still add? Maybe your socials, what people can expect from you in the future?
definitely.
for sure. So you can follow us on We Are Do Not Disturb.
We Are Do Not
At
Disturb
We Are Do Not Disturb on Instagram.
Do
And-
not
Wait, say
disturb,
that slowly.
disturb.
Wait, follow you on where? On
We Are Do Not Disturb on Instagram.
okay. I'll put the
I
link
feel like
also
you
in the
active
bottom of the video.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're on all different platforms, music platforms, social platforms, and yeah, we have some new music coming out for the rest of the year. Super excited about that. And yeah, just planning and working and keeping our heads down, and just thank you to everyone that's been supporting us and streaming our songs and sharing it, and everyone that's been sending us individual messages. It's been crazy. Yeah, we love you guys, and yeah, we want to bring you some great music with some great artists. So that's what we'll be doing for the next few months. Yeah.
Cool. Wait, both of you guys spoke already.
And tomorrow morning we'll be performing on Espresso, so with Jody Frederick, so definitely catch that. From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So yeah.
What's weird is that this video is probably not gonna come out before tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna have to put that on my story tonight to tell people because they're gonna like check it on Friday. They're like, oh wait, Sunday they're gonna be on Espresso.
Okay. You can cut that out.
I'll cut that out.
You can cut that out. I'm gonna do a retake. Thank you to everyone that tuned in to Espresso on Tuesday. We love you guys, and yeah. And thank you to everyone that's been streaming Alaska. Definitely add it to your library. It's insane.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guys.
Nicole, anything you want to add?
No, just thank you to everyone who has been supporting How Far and also Alaska as well, and just also the flood of support that we've been getting from How Far. It's been super amazing. So if anyone would like to follow me, they can follow me at Nicole X Mason on all social media platforms. And yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been really, really great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining, and to the person watching this, stay tuned for the next person that I have on my show. Who it is, I don't know myself, but you will find out when I do. Bye-bye.